You guys know who the goat is, don't you?
Who?
I'm the goat.
I'm the goat.
I'm the goat.
Hey, stop eating stuff, Bob.
Bad. Hey guys, I'm Tim.
I'm Bob.
I'm Mike.
And this is the Board Game Rundown. And today we are doing a review of parks and potions. In this game, we are druids. We're going out to parks and we are making potions. We're gathering stuff to make potions so then we can heal and take care of these animals. And then there's other cards you can get, like experiment cards, which are going to give you sort of like scoring multipliers. Otherwise, you're just kind of going off of set collection based on the different kinds of animals that you are rescuing. But I guess for like a more detailed explanation, we can throw it to the top down for the rundown. Hey, everybody. Thank you for joining me on the top down for the rundown. And what we're going to do in Parks and Potions is it's really straightforward. Everybody's going to have their own asymmetric player board with an ability listed on there that is a one-time use. And then you're going to start with three animals here or experiments, three cards, which you are going to be working towards, at least in that first round. And then up here, sort of the market for the next round. And I've got a big old pile of potions and everything over here. Here's just first player marker, day, a roll tracker, and a day tracker. So, and then these are extract tokens, which I'll just put right here for now. Hoodly hoo. Okie dokie, Dr. Jones. So on your turn, you're going to roll the dice. You've got colors that are going to show up. So what we did when we played is we just called them out, right? So I've got an orange, a red, a blue, and a purple. Everybody is going to look at their tableau, kind of what they need, and they're going to pick up to 2 if they want. And let's see. So like I got this guy, he needs a blue. So I'm definitely going to take a blue because I'd like to fill that. Each player board can only hold 6 spots. And then let's just take a purple because that sounds fun. So I've got a purple and a blue. That's what I took. That was roll 1. Now roll 2. Once everybody is picked, we can roll and go again. So now I got a blue, an orange, a yellow, and a white. Okay, like this roll for me isn't great, but I'm going to take a yellow, and then I probably will just take a white. Let's see what happens. And then the third roll. Here we go. I got blue, orange, yellow, gray. Also less than amazing, but let's take a gray and let's take an orange. So I'm going to try something. Okay. So once everybody's gone, now we can complete any of these objectives. We could spend potions. Now, at any time during this process, I could be combining these potions over here to make different potions, right? So I could mix my blue and my yellow and get a green, or if I had a red and a blue, I could get a purple, so on and so forth, right? And they give you on these player aids, they give you sort of the breakdowns on what could be mixed and what you're going to get when you mix. So you can always do that basically as a free action at any time. But let's say that this is what I ended up with for the round. So just like looking at this, let's see if I can figure this out and make this work. So I got this guy. I still need a black and then 2 of any color. But here's the thing. I can choose a secondary color to act as wild. Well, that would only give me 1 of the 2 that I need, unfortunately. So I could instead try to do this one. So I need a gray, a white. The blue is my circular one. Oh, but I don't have a square one. But I could, if I wanted to make this guy a wild, I could do that and I could complete this one. Or I could try to go over here, something to that effect. I could make this a green. Oh, but I don't have a black. So yeah, I mean, there's just different ways you're going to be able to combine things. Some really important things to know about scoring. So at the end of the game, you're going to score points for the animals you have, right? So each animal that is completed. So once he's done, he's over here and he's now just part of like a tableau off to the side. And he does not count sort of towards my active objectives. And you're going to be paying attention to not only the point value, but their biomes. So there's 3 different biomes. There's like a leaf, there's air, and then there's water. And so if you have a set that those 3 cards are going to be worth, you're going to get 2 extra points for each set of 3 that you have. The other thing is you are going to score points for additional biomes of the same type. So that first water one isn't worth any extra points, but this second one is worth 1 extra point. And if I had another one, that would be worth another extra point. So you're going to score points that way. And then there are these experiment cards, and they are going to make these extract tokens worth points. So this particular experiment, it costs 5 different potions to create, but at the end of the game, each of your extracts is worth 3 points. And it's really tough because when you have these extracts, you have the ability to use them as a wild potion, basically. So you can spend that extract to get a potion you need to then finish an animal and things like that, which is going to allow you sometimes, if you've got more than like, because some of these guys, you know, they cost 5 or 6, and you may not be able to draft enough potions in a round to, you know, complete more than one animal in a turns. But if you've got some of those extracts, you can spend those and get a couple more animals out. So yeah, then once everybody has sort of scored whatever they're going to score off of these guys, then starting with the first player, they have the option to completely wipe this board of cards, put them on the bottom of the deck, put 3 new ones out, or they can just start taking cards. So you can always take a card you had from the previous day, put it on the bottom of the deck, and then draft a new card. These do replenish right away. And then you're going to draft until you have up to 3 cards. So if I didn't have any cards left, I could just take this one and then see what this guy is. Okay, well, you know what? I'm going to take this one, and then, oh, I need, you know, maybe this guy, you know, looks good to me. So then I can do that. Now these are what I'm working on for towards the next round. And then what's going to happen is then we go to the next player, and they're going to basically just do the same thing. The only thing they can't do is wipe the board. That's only for the first player on their turn. Other than that, then we move to day 2, and then the next player is going to roll 3 times. You're going to gather resources, mix and match. And then after the 3rd roll is gone, we're going to do that whole thing again, where we are now going to try to complete these objectives. Then we're going to refresh the objectives and move on. This starts to go very quickly. And that's basically how you play Parks and Potions. Let's throw it back up to the guys at the table. Good golly, that was an excellent teach of that game.
You know, you keep on using those words. They don't think they mean what they think they mean.
We don't even know who taught it yet. So like, relax.
That's true.
Anyways, so Parks and Potions is designed by Chris Eastridge from Moon Saga Workshop. And he did give us this copy. We got to meet him at a little gathering at Gen Con. Anyways, so like we said in the teach, it's a lot of set collection. Lots of really interesting things as you're like mixing and matching these potions, trying to combine them and get the colors that you like. So we really should just get right into it and get with our thoughts on the game. Mike.
Yeah, this is a clever set collecting game. I like the way that you can actually mix the colors to create like secondary colors and specialty colors. That adds an extra wrinkle to the set collecting that you're doing. I really found the asymmetrical player powers very useful and very much changed how I played the game depending on the ones that I was drawing. I really like the art on the animals. All of the critters look really cute. So very nice looking game. And yeah, this is a light game that you could play as a gateway game with really just about anybody.
Yeah.
No complicated rules by any means. And yeah, it's fun. I would definitely play it again.
The hardest part really is just figuring out what colors make what. And they give you a really great player aid, which tells you like how to do that. And Bob, speaking of colors, that you're going to have a lot to say on that. So
Yeah, I will. So to me, being colorblind, it was one of the most unique ways to get color and color mixes across, right? So you have a dot for the yellow, and then the green one, which was, or not the green one, the blue one has
Mhm.
this line on it. So when you mix the yellow and the blue to get green, because we all know that commercial from back in the day, you have a potion with a line and a dot on it. So they take those icons from the base potions and then they combine to make the mixed potion. And then all of the primary colors are all like the circular globes. The next secondary colors are all of like the Erlenmeyer
Triangles.
flasks, I believe
Mhm.
that is called. Science
Oh,
recollection.
wow.
Pull that out of my backside there. And then you can mix those to make the bigger square potions, the specialty potions, they call them. But no, the iconography is super strong. So even being colorblind, I didn't have any issue picking out which ones I needed. And then all those are carried across all of the cards. You know, all of the dice have those icons on them. All of the tokens have those icons on them. And then even like the little card they give you as a player aid has those icons on there. So it was super helpful, and it definitely helped to mitigate any kind of color issues that I would have with it. And yeah, I had a good time. It's super fast. It plays in like 20 minutes.
Mhm.
So that's good. Because we just re-rack, play again. You know, the counting up the points, the way the set collecting works, where you're getting bonus points for getting like all of the different types of what they call those, the biomes.
Mhm.
You can get bonus points for having multiples out of the same. You go collect these little extracts to get bonus points as long as you have like the cards for them. So yeah, it was super interesting. It was very easy to follow along and pick up, and it's a really good little intro game. So
yeah, the games that we played, all the scores were
tight.
relatively close, and I feel like that there's a lot of viable strategies here, right? So like I had one strategy where I was going where like high point animals, and I only lost by a point. And then I had another strategy where I ran like heavy potions, and I only like or experiments with the extracts, and I only won by like a point. So I mean, it was really close. And what I love though, right, is this does that thing where there's really no downtime in the game.
Everybody's doing something
Because the first player, they're going to roll the dice, they're going to just call out the colors you got, and then everybody's going to get to pick two of those. And so I mean, everybody's getting something every time. The die gets rolled 3 times. It's so flexible with like how you can mix and match, so you can kind of like make some room or maybe pivot and adjust to like, well, I'm not going to get this guy, so I'm going to go after a different guy that's in my tableau that I'm like working towards. And then like the only perk to being the first player is that when it comes to refreshing your objectives, because you can choose to wipe that whole thing and bury them, and then and otherwise you're just going to get first pick. Which can be really important because those cards are not always going to come back around to you. I got really fortunate in the last game that the guys needed other cards, and there was the one card that was obviously really good for me, but it was almost detrimental to their game to take it.
I should have just pitched my card and taken it and just hate drafted.
Maybe.
Maybe. It cost you 15 points.
It might have, but I might have been able to get, I would have got
the other one. You would have got 10 instead of 15.
So it also needed, I believe, 6 potions to
did.
complete. So it was your entire inventory.
It took 5. Yeah,
it took 5. The majority of his inventory.
But it took, the majority of my inventory. So the other thing is, if you would have done that, I might have been able to score my other guy.
That's true.
But you never know.
Right.
But that's the interesting thing about the game. And you have a lot of agency with how you mix and when you decide to mix and things like that. So it's really kind of in a fun, light way, very brain burning at the same time without being overwhelming. This would be a game that I would almost say Gateway Plus, because I think it is simple enough for the gateway, and then there's the plus for the guys like us who really enjoyed all the extra decision making and everything. And I haven't really played a game that does this way because there's games where somebody does something and everybody gets to pick what they want, but nobody's blocked. There's lots of really great ways to try to get the animals that you want to get.
Right.
And you've got options, right? Like, well, this guy, I just couldn't get him. I'm going to get rid of him and try to get a new dude.
Yeah. Because it's not like, oh, Tim drafted the blue one. Now I don't get to get a blue one. It doesn't matter. Everybody can draft a blue if a blue is rolled.
Yeah. And there's lots of opportunities to try to get the different kind of animals you need to get.
Although I did find that nobody could roll a green.
Nobody. Well, you just couldn't tell. You're like, you keep rolling grays.
Yeah.
So,
it was funny. The last round, I needed a green, and like Mike couldn't roll a green, Tim couldn't roll a green. I was like, where are all the greens? I don't want to have to take 2 to make a green, but
Yeah, there's definitely a couple times where I'm like, I just need one color. Like, please let
just
that come
roll
up.
it. Just roll it.
And
Yeah.
you know, and again, though, you can try to combine stuff to make that color, but you might be
Correct.
losing out on other potions. You
Yeah.
need.
Yeah.
So again, lots of really fun and interesting decisions in this game. I thought it was really cool. I really had a great time with this. Plays up to 5 players. It just basically adds a round. Like Mike said, the one and done sort of asymmetric power. Like you got a one-time use, you can flip that over, and but you can be really strategic when you use it. And I think they're all useful. You just need to make sure you're utilizing it, right? Like sort of lean into when the right opportunity to fire off that power.
Yeah.
But yeah, beautiful game, super fun. I only heard Bob complain about the wooden dice once, which is pretty good.
Probably my biggest. I wasn't gonna say anything, but it is probably my biggest complaint. I'm just not a fan of wooden dice, but it is what it is.
But they do a great job, like Bob said, with the iconography on the dice. I mean, the shapes of the color
cool.
on the dice even tell you the shape of the potion you're going to take.
Because the squares, the circles, or triangle on the dice are the same as the shapes as the potions themselves too. So all of that combined, definitely makes it. You know, you don't have to dedicate any extra energy to keep things like straight. Like it's like a lot of games that I've played where it's like, okay, well, if I do things in a certain way, then I can make sure that these colors are right, and it's just an extra step, an extra mental energy I have to expend. But I didn't have to do any of that with this.
No, did a great job.
The wooden dice are thematic, though. I mean, it is a game with critters and parks.
Well, if you're a druid, it makes sense they're wooden, so it's fine.
So Bob's
I gotta like it.
Bob's gonna concede the point. But yeah. I really was impressed with this. This is more of what I would call like a cozy game versus a like a gentle rain, which is just an impossible to win solo game, which I know people like to call cozy. But I think it's just because this flows like very smoothly,
very quick,
and just very quick. And even when I was like not feeling the most optimal, I still felt like I was doing stuff,
Yeah.
So anything else to add before we wrap up?
We should probably give it a score.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. What the heck am I thinking?
Review, Tim.
It is a review. Good God, Mike.
Great. Googly moogly.
I was thinking about how bad the Dolphins are losing
today. Dude, why you got to bring that up?
Okay,
Mike. Just for that, Mike can tell us how we rate these things.
Mike, how do we rate these things?
You're having a good day.
The game between 1 and 10. We're going to all give you a score. We're going to divide that number by 3, and that gives you the rundown score that we put on BGG and Discord.
Why are we dividing by 3?
Because there's 3 of us.
Oh, okay.
Oh, interesting.
So if you take 3 numbers and then divide them by 3, that gives you an average. That's how that works.
Okay.
Bobby,
it's me.
What's your number, sir?
My number, wooden dice or not, it's a 7.5 for me.
7.5.
It's definitely solid. Yep.
There we go. More solid than the wooden dice.
Yes.
Mike.
I give it a 7. It is an interesting set collecting game. I like the even light and interesting min-maxing you're doing, where you're trying to collect enough cards that will, like 6 potions worth of cards, for example, because you can't hold more than that. Sometimes you don't draft what you need, but you can mix them. So a little bit of mitigation there. I had a couple little issues with the player aids. I thought some clarifications could have been a little more clear, but like after playing it twice, it all makes sense. But the first game I had questions about the player aid, but not detrimental. But yeah, it's fun. It's light and it's quick. I'd play again.
Yeah, this one is like one of those games where I'm really happy to have it in a collection, because then you can take this game out, you can get it played. Like I could play with my kids, I could play with my wife, my in-laws, but I could also play with these guys and have a nice time. It's an 8 for me. It's really just a solid down the line game. Just does a lot of things right and not much wrong.
Yeah. Wow. I guess that means I was right. And the game is a 7.5. Yeah.
Well, that was gross. But congratulations. Yeah, 7.5. Very solid.
Yeah.
Very solid game. Really appreciated it. If you found this video useful, please consider liking, subscribing, ringing the bell, do all the things. Mike, where else can they find us?
You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Discord.
Yep.
And we got a live show every Wednesday night at 8 o'clock.
Ooh, Whiskey Wednesday.
Yeah.
Whiskey's optional, but attendance is mandatory. 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We always have guests on. We love interacting with the chat. So get on there, drop us a line,
That's right.
Holler at us, ask your questions. Anything else, boys?
I think that was it.
All right. Well, for the board game rundown, I've been Tim.
Bob,
Mike,
See you next time.
do you like to party?
I do like to party.
I also like to party.
I like to party.
A 7.3.
This is a great party.
Repeating.
We should party more
Heating.
often.
Heating.
I do like to party.
Heating.
Okay.
I also like to party. I also like to party.
I like to party. I like to party.
We should party more often.
Okay.
This is a great party.
Okay.
Right. Help. My manatee is sick. Give it a purple and a gray potion. I don't know. Like, what does that do?
Help, my manatee is sick. Is it being oppressed? No, it just needs potions.
Wait a minute.